Today we are going to study applications of Gauss law, the second application. What is the second application? To find the electric field intensity due to an infinitely long straight charged conductor. So we want to find the electric field intensity due to an infinitely long straight charged conductor. So let us assume that this is our charged conductor. This is an infinitely long conductor. We have put charges on it. Let there be positive charges on this conductor. Now, if there are positive charges, how is the electric field going to be? The electric field is going away from the conductor. It will go out in all the directions. Here, coming out of the screen, going inside and everywhere. So there is electric field around this straight conductor going outward in all directions. Now we want to find the electric field intensity at this point P. We have a charged conductor which is infinitely long. It is positively charged and we want to find the electric field intensity at point P using Gauss law. Now we have seen the steps, the 5 steps to find the electric field intensity using Gauss law. The step 1 is you define the charge distribution. Step 2 is imagine a Gaussian surface. Step 3 is find the closed integral of E ds cos theta. Step 4, using Gauss law, find the value of flux. And in step 5, we equate the earlier two equations to find the value of E. So first we'll see what is the charge distribution. As you can see, this is a straight charged conductor. It is a linear charge distribution. The charges are distributed in one single straight line. So let lambda be the linear charge density. So lambda is equal to Q upon length. That is how we define linear charge density. Okay, so we have completed the step 1. Now what about step 2? Step 2 is we have to imagine a Gaussian surface. Now how will you choose your Gaussian surface? Let's assume that we have a sphere as our Gaussian surface. Can we use sphere as our Gaussian surface? Sphere, at all the points of this sphere, the electric field intensity value is changing. Then cos theta value will also change. So we cannot use this sphere because it is not symmetric for this straight conductor. So we cannot use this sphere. Then what can we use? Let's try using this cylinder. We will assume the Gaussian surface to be a cylinder and let's see if it is right for our charge distribution. So suppose we have chosen a cylinder which is coaxial with this conductor passing through point P. The cylinder is passing through point P and it is of length L. L is the length of this cylinder. Now we have to find integral E ds cos theta. How many surfaces are there for this cylinder? This cylinder has 3 surfaces. One on the top, this top surface which is flat. Then similarly you will have a bottom surface which is flat and another is this curved surface, the curved surface. What if we have a small area ds on the top surface? This is the top surface. So what will E ds cos theta be? E. What will be the value of E? There is no flux passing through this. Electric lines of force are not passing through this. ds has some value. What about theta? Theta E. Over here, E is over here, electric field intensity, and ds, the vector, area vector ds is over here. The angle theta between E and ds is how much? 90. This angle is 90. Theta angle is 90. So cos theta will become 0. So E ds cos theta will become 0. This is true for all the areas on the top and also on the bottom surface. So which area is contributing to the flux? Only this curved area. curved area is going to contribute to the flux. See, what did we see? This cylinder has three surfaces, one the top surface and another bottom surface, and this curved surface. For top and bottom surfaces, theta. What is theta? The angle between E and ds. See, E is in this direction and ds is in this direction. For all the areas on top surface and bottom surface, angle theta will be 90. So cos theta will be 0. So they are not going to contribute to the electric flux. Electric flux will only be contributed by this curved surface. So let's assume area on this curved surface. So assume that ds is on this curved surface. Now let E be the electric field intensity at this point P. What is the angle between ds and E? See, E is along this direction and ds is also along this direction. E and ds are parallel. So angle between them is 90. So cos theta is going to be equal to cos of 0, that is equal to 1. They are parallel. So angle between them is 0. Angle between E and ds is 0. So see, E integral ds, cos theta is 0, theta is 0, so cos theta becomes equal to 1. And ds is a small area on this curved surface. So if we add all such small areas, it is the integral of ds, no? So adding all the areas, we get the area of this entire curved surface. A curved surface area for a cylinder is equal to 2 pi RL. 2 pi R. R is the radius and L is the length. Now here R is the radius of the cylinder, or we can say R is the distance from the center of this rod to the point P where we have to find the electric field intensity. So R is the distance between this center of this charged conductor to the point P. Okay. Now, so we got this equation. From Gauss law, according to the Gauss law, what is the flux? Flux is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Flux is Q upon epsilon naught, where Q is the charges on this charged conductor. Charges on this charged conductor. Now equating this, equating the flux we get from step 3 and the flux from step 4. So we get E is equal to 2 pi RL Q upon epsilon naught. We have to find E. So we are going to keep E on one side and all the others on other side. So E is equal to 2 pi RL comes over here. So Q divided by 2 pi RL epsilon naught. Now in place of Q, I can also put lambda into the length. From the step 1, we have defined the charge distribution as lambda is equal to Q upon length. So Q is equal to lambda into length. So I have written it as lambda into length divided by 2 pi RL epsilon naught. So L and L will get cancelled and I get E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught R. This is the equation for electric field intensity due to an infinitely long straight charged conductor at a distance r. Okay, thank you.